It's orientation week.
It's orientation week.
It's orientation week.
It's orientation week.
It's orientation week. It's orientation week.
It's orientation week.
Hello, if you couldn't tell from the intro, it is indeed Caltech orientation week. If you don't know, I am an incoming freshman, or what they call pre-frosh right now at Caltech. I thought it would be fun to take you guys along with me. Of course, it's going to be virtual because of COVID and everything. Initially, the freshmen were going to be on campus and we were going to do a hybrid learning kind of model, which is what a lot of colleges are doing right now. But the LA County mandated that all colleges have to be remote this term. I was really bummed out about that, but it's okay. At least we still get to have. It's currently 11 a.m. and convocation, I think that's how you pronounce it, is at 11:30. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I think it's just gonna be the president, not the US president, the Caltech president talking, and then just like an introduction being like, welcome freshmen. I decided to put on this t-shirt because I don't know if we're going to be showing our video cameras because we're doing a Zoom call, but just in case, I thought I'd put this on because the other shirt I was wearing was pretty boring and I want to make a good first impression. I am kind of excited about classes starting and everything because it's been like about 7-8 months of literally doing nothing. And I've been bored out of my mind, but at the same time I'm kind of scared because I know how intense the workload is at Caltech, and being remote is especially hard. I actually did do a program over the summer. It was called Fsri, which is a Caltech program. Fsri stands for Freshman Summer Research Institute. Basically, it was a 5-week program. It was all remote. Normally it's in person. You have like half math classes and then half of the time you're doing research with a research mentor, which is really cool. I did research in neuroprosthetics with machine learning, and that was my first research experience. So the math classes were basically to prepare us for Math 1A, which is the math class that the freshmen take. And also they have a programming boot camp. I learned a lot through that, and I'm glad that I at least had something productive to do. So before convocation starts, I wanted to talk a little bit about how Caltech is managing the situation because we are remote. They assigned us to these living learning groups, and initially these groups were going to be groups of 8, and that was when we were going to be on campus, and we would be living with them in suites in Bechtel, and that group is basically the group you would work with on sets. It's just a way of providing a little sense of community with that small group. But then once we went remote, instead it's just going to be us working together, and we're not limited to just those 7 other people. We can also work with others, so that's pretty nice. So for the living learning groups, or LLGs, we also have FCCs. In addition to that, we have an RA, which is a resident associate, and then we have like freshman advisors. We got assigned to our living learning groups last week. I got to meet with them 3 days ago. And then in addition to that, we have a bigger kind of group, which is 3 LLGs together. We can also work with them, but it's also providing a bigger group instead of just those 8 people. I met all of them yesterday. Basically at the meeting, we're just doing introductions, understanding what the RA's job is and what the FCCs do, which I still don't really understand completely. All I know is that they're here to help, or just to help you with any questions. But yeah, and then after the introductions, we just played some Scribblio, which was really fun. I got first for the first time. That like never happens. But yeah, this remote situation is just feels very lonely, you know. My sister also goes to Caltech, but she's currently studying abroad in Scotland, which I'm very jealous about. And if she wasn't there, then we would have been together going through classes and everything. Even though she is not in my grade, at least I would have someone to talk to, and at least relate to. Also, just staring at a computer screen all day is not good. I've had Zoom fatigue from Fsri. It's very hard to focus. But yeah, we're starting classes next week. Right now, we would actually have been doing rotation, which is a very big part of the Caltech traditions. Even though we can't have that right now, I'm really grateful that they are making the most out of the situation and trying to provide as many resources as they possibly can, because I know it's really hard for them too. Also, this entire quarantine, I was trying to make my nails like healthier, so I didn't put on any nail polish for a long time, and then they finally became pretty long and stronger. So for the first time in forever, I painted my nails, and I actually really like the color. What? That was weird. It's like very bold, but I like it. I don't know why I decided to throw that in here. So I'm gonna put on my glasses because convocation is about to start. These are blue light glasses. They don't have any prescription because I know this term we're gonna be looking at screens pretty frequently. This will filter out the blue light and make my eyes feel less sore. So it's 11:29 and I just realized convocation is not a Zoom call. So I put this on for nothing. It's on YouTube, so anyone can watch it. I was hoping to see everyone because I haven't been able to see everyone in our class. Oh, okay. Okay, it's starting.
The world's largest telescopes, rovers sampling sedimentary. In this last half year, Caltech fact.
Okay, that speech was very inspiring. Like, I'm very excited to start at Caltech now.
Hello from the International
Oh my gosh.
Astronaut and Caltech.
I didn't know he
Earlier
filmed
year,
this.
I had launched on SpaceX's first human space station.
Oh, I missed it. He was floating away. That is so cool. I can't believe he recorded that when he was up there because he's already back on Earth now. Okay, so convocation just ended. They showed a program called the Caltech Y. I think I'm going to look a little more into the Caltech Y because it sounds really interesting. Also, it was really inspiring from their speeches, especially from the president, because I really realized, wow, like Caltech is such a unique place and there are so many opportunities that I can take advantage of when I'm there. So now they have an introduction to support resources at 2. Okay, it is 2:01. Oh, it's a webinar. What if I have to show myself? Oh, okay, hold on. I think I got in, but I don't know if I got in. Hello? Okay. It's starting, and I'm gonna stand up because I've been sitting a lot today. This is really cool because he's talking about the things that he's done at Caltech. I think it made me feel a lot better because he said that he himself was worried about how he would fit in with the social and academic life. I'm just glad to see that everyone else is going through the exact same experience as freshmen. Okay, cool. So that webinar just ended. I got to learn a lot about the resources that Caltech offers. So that was pretty cool. And then next we have to learn about the honor system. I'm actually very hungry right now, so I'm gonna go grab a snack. So when I went upstairs, I grabbed myself some baby carrots, and then I was like, but after I eat the carrots, I can have something unhealthy. So I grabbed some Oreos and some mochi, and now we can learn about the honor system. If you don't know what the honor system is, basically the honor code says that no member of the Caltech community can take advantage of another member of the Caltech community. So that's what we're going to learn about. I had no idea that this was a Zoom meeting, so okay, I'm gonna turn on my camera. I feel weird having 2 cameras on me. Oh my gosh, I can actually see people in my class, which is really cool. So we finished the meeting. The honor code is an integral part of Caltech. Even though it's a very simple code, the vast majority of people do follow it. It's a very big deal if you don't follow it. There are penalties. So they said that that was basically their most important meeting. We also went into breakout rooms. We discussed certain scenarios and what the students should do, seeing if they're violating the honor code. So now I think we're going to meet with our LLGs. It's just to ask any questions we may have. Also, this is kind of irrelevant. I was eating so many carrots and Oreos and like chewing so much that my jaw hurts. Like it's legitimately sore. Just met with my group. There's just some questions about classes and just a lot of hanging out. So day 1 of orientation is over and now it's time for me to go to work. See you tomorrow. All right, so we are on day 2 of orientation week. So at 11, we have a webinar. It's a faculty lecture. The title is, Can America Have a Safe and Secure Presidential Election? So that sounds very interesting. It's just for us to learn about it. After that, we have a Zoom call, I think, and it's called The Voices of the Class of 2024, which I'm really excited about because we're going to learn who our classmates are, where they're from, why they came to Caltech, and everything. I don't think we're going to talk to them, but at least I get a better understanding of who's in my class. Also, today I decided to try harder with this cute top. Of course, I'm still wearing pajamas. I'm gonna go ahead and log into this webinar on Zoom. Okay, so that webinar just finished up. I never knew that Caltech does research on voting data. So they talked about how they use machine learning, which is what I'm also interested in doing, just how they use coding to try to analyze the data and make it more accurate for the election this year because it's also very different. So right now I'm gonna go and make myself a taro drink because I really want one. Alrighty, so I just made myself a quick little taro drink. It was really easy to make and it is delicious. Also, I am late. Voices of Class 2024. She just said that she goes through all of the applications that we submitted and then she pulls out certain sections that she shares. I don't think mine's gonna be shared, but.
Well, welcome.
So now he's going over the stats.
Let me tell you another secret. We don't make mistakes on who we admit.
I've been going through imposter syndrome. And I'm glad that they mentioned it because it's something common that people go through and they were like, you deserve to be here, so it just makes me feel better. So now they're going to read the essays and they ask for permission, so it's not mine. So that was really cool. I got to hear a lot of little snippets of the college application essays that my peers wrote. There were so many people from different backgrounds and just overall it was really cool to hear their experiences. I think that it's really cool how Caltech is just so small that we're able to do things like this. They read out a lot of essays, but that was probably like half of the entire class. And they also said that they're going to be sending us care packages in the mail. From Fsri, they sent us a lot of care packages as well. I just love how they're doing all this to make us feel supported. So now basically we have a break. We're going to be talking about mental health, why it's important, and how you can get support. They said it's also normal to feel academically unprepared because Caltech is very difficult, so they understand. Okay, so that one ended. They just told us that you aren't going to be the only one, and they told us who to contact if we needed any help. We met with our LLGs again, and that was it. It's day 3. I didn't even bother trying with my outfit today. I feel like I look so weird. Like this is just my haircut. So we have a webinar. It's how to succeed at Caltech. So basically they have this video, and then after that, in 25 minutes, we have a live Q&A. I'm gonna watch this video at 2 times speed. Alright, so since I watched it on 2 times speed, I am done watching it early. All the freshmen get pass-fail their first 2 terms. So they were saying take advantage of it, but don't slack off. Take this time to understand how you can balance your workload and social load, and also making sure that you're taking care of your mental health. Then we're gonna join the Q&A. Okay, so that ended. Honestly, I didn't pay too much attention. It's pretty self-explanatory with some of the questions about research and everything, especially because my sister has told me a lot, and I can just ask her any questions if I have any. Next is for the Hixson Writing Center. It's just a YouTube video. In an hour, we have a live option Q&A session, which I don't think I'm going to. And then we have another LLG meeting. Welcome to day 4. Today, I don't think we have that much to do. I actually just got an email from the Inner-House Committee, and they said that we're doing a pre-rotation kind of thing because we're not going to be able to do rotation this term. What they did is set up a Discord for all the undergraduates, and it's basically a way of people talking with each other and just connecting between the pre-frosh and the upperclassmen. And they also have pre-rotation guidelines. You have to remain non-biased when you're talking about the houses. So for example, if I'm a pre-frosh, I can't ask, do you think that this house or this house is better? I have to ask like more general questions. So today we're meeting with our faculty advisors. We're just going to be talking about how we can prepare for registration and the start of classes. And then we have 2 webinars. The 2 webinars actually turned out to be videos that we had to watch. So I watched those, and then we met with our faculty advisors, and then we just met with our LLGs again, and that was it. An exciting thing that happened though in the middle of all of this was I noticed that my fish tank has fish eggs. I looked over and then I just saw these like weird white spheres or like balls on the glass, and I knew instantly that those were fish eggs. And so that's my albino Cory catfish, and I saw her like laying the eggs and holding them between her fins. So that was really cool. So I'm really excited about that little side note, and that's it for day 4. Okay, so it is the last day of orientation week. Today we actually don't have that much. It's actually already 3 p.m. We had 2 optional webinars, but I didn't go because I went to Costco and Walmart with my mom. So Canvas actually came out 3 days ago, and that's where we have our classes. Our professors put out the syllabi, yeah, I think it's syllabi. So I was putting all of my events like recitation and office hours on my calendar, and it is very full right now. Let me show you guys. This is what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Yesterday was the day when I really started preparing for classes because I didn't really do anything. Now I'm kind of stressed out because when I was putting all this stuff on my calendar, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much. I'm so confused. But the nice thing is that Caltech is doing an iPad loaner program to help us with the remote situation. So we get iPads. I actually got early because in Fsri, they actually loaned us iPads as well. So I'm just using this throughout the entire school year. It's really, really nice. I got to set it up myself and I downloaded Notability. They also gave us iPad pencils, which is super duper nice for note taking. I feel so fancy when I'm like writing on it. That's one of the great things about the honor system is that they trust you with this new technology and everything, especially as freshmen. I'm trying to prepare a lot of other stuff on my iPad and be prepared with everything because we are starting in 4 days. Anyways, at 3:30 we have a scavenger hunt, and then after that we just have a club fair. Okay, so we're about to start the scavenger hunt. We're just going on a website for the scavenger hunt, and it's by Caltech. So the scavenger hunt just ended. Basically, it was just with our LLGs. There were only like 4 of us frosh because it's just an optional thing, but it was pretty fun. There were some trivia questions about locations around the Pasadena area, and it was just a lot of Googling. But one of the guys who is also a frosh, he was literally like blasting these questions. He got so many questions before I was even finished typing it out in Google. Like, he was so fast. He was just carrying us the entire time for those. And then after that, we had these puzzles to do, and they were really, really hard. So on the puzzle, you would have to click a specific building on the Caltech campus, and then that would take you to a puzzle. So we chose to click on the physics building. The puzzle we got was so confusing. It was like matching, but it was hard because it's online and you can't cut out a piece of paper and like glue them together. And then it ended up being a ton of different languages that we had to figure out, and it was in Morse code. That took such a long time. And then the answer ended up being just the physics building name, which I forgot the name of, but it was that frustrating. So that was pretty fun. Anyways, next we have the club fair. Okay, I just ate a little. I just ate a little, and it's time for the club fair. One of them just asked if it was Amy's sister, which, yes, it is. That's me. Alrighty, so I just met with the Caltech Acapella Club. They did some introductions and talked about the acapella groups. They have 3 of them. I'm thinking of joining Pipettes because that's what my sister did. The other ones I'm not very interested in, but I saw that there's a cheese society. I guess they just do cheese tasting, which sounds really interesting. And that is it. So I think that is the end of Caltech Orientation Week. I hope it wasn't too boring because I know that it is just online and I didn't want to show that many people's faces without their permission. It was pretty chill because there weren't that many things to do and it was just joining a ton of video calls. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see y'all later. Bye.